Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. And this might be the video you have been waiting for. It's been on my channel the last 2 weeks. You know, I'm very, very excited about what I'm calling the 50-40-10 loan program. If you hadn't heard about it, I will define it here in a minute. But let's welcome my friend, hub member, and somebody who's going to do all the work for me, Adam, to the show. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Thanks, Mike, for having me. I appreciate it. Glad to be
Absolutely.
here.
Absolutely, man. I thank you for doing this.
Yeah, and before you keep going, if whoever's watching video, let's take a second to admire Mike and how he's looking today. I have not seen like this in a while, so yeah, I'm impressed.
You're making me blush.
So
You're making me
I'm
blush.
thankful that he got dolled up for me today, too, so I can tell it's going to be a good show. So looking forward to it.
It's going to be, that is hilarious. Thank you for that. So let's talk about what the 50-40-10 program is, just in case you have a new viewer. So step one, I've been buying real estate in Fresno for 22 years now. I have done lots of seller financing transactions, both firsts and seconds. I actually write about a 80-10-10 deal I did back in 2003 in my first book. It was called Ferris, where the seller took a second. So I've been doing these kind of creative deals for a while. What I want people to realize, if you're watching my channel, I've been very clear that we're in a, winter is here, right? Winter is coming. Now winter is here. We are going to see true demand destruction, true supply destruction, but there are people that still have to sell. And what that means is, in a recession, as an investor, you can get creative. The market we just left, you had to pay cash, you had to overpay, you had to waive conditions. That market is over. We are entering a market where if you find a motivated seller who has an equity position that is big enough, and that's what we're going to do together today, is show you how you can do that. You can structure win-win transactions. So what is the 50-40-10 if you've never heard about it? We will go get a non-QM or asset-backed loan for 50%. I have a lender. His playlist is called Stephen Dow, or maybe it's non-QM. You can come in with 50% down. The best rate you can do is 6.25. That's the 50 part of the 50-40-10. The 40 is seller financing. I have done seller financing at 0. I've done seller financing at 1. I have done seller financing at 3%. You can, if you work out a win-win transaction, get that 40% lower than the first, which, if you know banks, is not normal. Most people think you have to have a second interest rate higher than the first because it's riskier. But again, the seller is the second, not a bank. And then the 10, the 50-40-10 is your down payment. So in the last week, I've done a video with Matt the Lumberjack. You can go to his playlist, it's simply Matt, where I took one of his deals that was $1.3 million. He did it with traditional 25% down. It earned him 20%. I took that deal 50-40-10 and turned it into a 52% yield. I told Dion from Dion Talk, who found a fourplex at 1.3, who was offering 1.1, that he should go back and offer 1.3 with terms. So what I want to talk about here is basically, how do you find that seller? Because again, we can talk about the terms, we can do the math, but the 50-40-10 does not work for everyone. So Adam, you're my guy. We're going to use Propstream. I've had Propstream on the channel. They gave me a link, which I will put below, where you can save some money and get a 7-day free trial. So try it, but I'm going to have Adam show what we are going to do, because we are going to do this. I should say we, because my money, his effort. We're together, yeah, we're going to do it together. We've done deals together before. We're going to do this as a sample in Madera, California, which is something I like. So before we pull up the app, Adam, any questions on the 50-40-10 or what we're doing here?
Oh man, taking me to school, that's for sure. No questions. It's newer to me, but it's, brilliant from what I can hear from what you're telling me. And so what I
want people to hear is, you really, if you're hearing this for the first time, you do not know how powerful it is. So I'm going to go back to Matt's video, go find his playlist. Let's just assume it was $1 million. Matt could buy the building because he has 250 grand, and he's just going to go get a boring bank first, right? With 75% LTV. What I'm telling you to do, and I showed him how he could do, is he could buy that $1 million building for 100 grand down and he could lower his monthly payment $2,000. Less down, more cash flow, double your yield. How do you like me now? Everybody should do a 50-40-10, but you've got to find the sellers that are open. That is a hard part. That's what, Adam, you were going to show us today.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. And yeah, I agree with you too. In my business, I spent time trying to work out the back end of things, but then the deal flow is not there. And the hardest part is finding them. So digging in and actually understanding where the best motivation is and all that is obviously crucial. So you want me to hop over to Propstream? And
yeah. So folks, again, I'm going to give you a Propstream link because they've been on the channel. They created this link. You'll have it below. 7-day free trial. You need to go in first and foremost. If you're on my channel, you must have a buy box. So put those criteria in. But also, we are going to look at all the choices. Play with it. You have 7 days to play with it. See what you find. But yeah, please pull up Propstream and let's have some fun.
Awesome. All right. So here we are in Propstream. Can see this all right? Yeah,
I can. Yep.
Awesome. So obviously, if there's other videos, I think we've gone over the full system, and they've obviously got a ton of videos and everything in that sense. But we're here just in the search section, pretty much the main area. Properties, you store stuff here. But obviously, you have a beautiful little map, and you can come up here and. You want me to dig right into it, or do you want to?
Yeah, just lead the way. Let's just do Madera. It's smaller, so we'll just do Madera.
Awesome. So I'll just start. You're going to want to start with the location. So we'll come in here, and you could search the city. You could also come and search the entire county and pull up that. We're just going to do the city right now. So we'll search Madera. Right off the bat, it pulls up some select lists for you to kind of see how many MLS, pre-foreclosures, auctions, bank owned.
Yeah, let me just say a little bit here. So first and foremost, again, I had Propstream on. They have their own playlist. I think I called the playlist Big Data. So they can go through it. You can watch all of their education. But why Propstream works for the 50-40-90 is they are aggregating information into this massive data lake from lots of different places. MLS, one location. Pre-foreclosures, other location. Auction, other. It's just all there. So sorry.
No, you're good. Please cut me off and comment, or I'll keep talking too. But one thing I would note, like Mike said, you're going to want to have your buy box. And so these are all default filters. So even if you're aiming for high equity or pre-foreclosures, this might include industrial properties, and you don't want that. So don't waste your money. So go ahead and always come and click on this filter. You have this quick list filter, which is pretty much like those big boxes in the front. And this can be helpful maybe to just get a starting point. Like if you want to click on vacant and go from there and add another criteria.
And can you can put multiple, like if you pull up that list, you could say vacant and high equity, right?
I think I don't know if you can do double. I think you can just choose one from this. Nope. Yeah, you can just choose one.
Only one. Oh, well. Okay.
So, but you can, all these filters are available in here. You just have to manually do them.
Yeah, you can build a list. Yeah. Okay.
So I could do high equity right here, and I could do property characteristics.
So Propstream is an amazing tool, huge data lake. I mean, if you go look at the quick list, all of those lists are different data sources. The reason it is going to be easier to find 50-40-10s now than when I was starting is I didn't have access to all these data lakes, and I certainly didn't have them in one place. Right? It's just Propstream makes this remarkably easier. So
we've got a lot of lists. I think we pull at least 15 different lists. I'll have to check, but probably at least 60 or 70% of them are from Propstream, just because we're able to get all of the data from there, which makes it super easy. So I really like that instead of having 10 different subscriptions.
And again, let's show them property characteristics, just given this is an education video. The reason property characteristics might make sense is because I tell all of you how to have a buy box, right? Zip code, size, bedrooms. You could put it right here. They're just all there for you. So again, if you're going to use the trial, which why wouldn't you? It's 7 days. Play with it. Figure out what's in there. But let's answer the 50-40-10. So let's just have a logical discussion.
So again, we're looking for Madera properties.
But let's have a discussion first. So if I called you on the phone, which I did earlier this week, Adam, and I said, Adam, I want to find everybody who has a multifamily property in the city of Madera with high equity greater than 50%, right? That was the conversation we had essentially. And you're like, gotcha, we can do that.
I think we pulled that up within 30 seconds too.
Exactly.
So go through that. We want multifamily. Let's start with that.
Okay.
So we'll go to, you could go to classification and go to residential, but we want more detailed. So we're going to go to
2 to 4.
multifamily, 2 to 4, and 5+ too, in
Sure.
case you want
Why
anything
not?
bigger.
Sure. Why not? I like bigger.
Next one was absentee. Well, these are all obviously going to be absentee properties for the most part, because they're all multifamily. If you wanted, if it was single families, you could come over here and click owner occupied. Yes.
Got it.
And then we wanted to have equity. So we'll come into valuation and equity. We'll go to equity percentage instead of the dollar amount. We'll go to percentage. And I think minimum was 50.
Correct.
So we got that. So it adds that up there. And then you can see our results went from like 400 to 284.
Now, just for fun, we didn't do this last time. So we're at 284 in Madera. What happens if we take that to Fresno, California?
Good question.
We didn't do this last time. I'm going to guess it's bigger. Look at that.
3,500. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, folks, Propstream is amazing. All these filters, 7-day trial, play with it. For me to make the 50-40 work, you have to have a minimum of 50% equity. That's a minimum. I would probably start my search. Let's actually do, so say, let's stay in Fresno because it's bigger. Go to 75 equity. I just want to see the range difference. Oh, wow. So there's a lot of people that own. So try 100.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a lot of people that own free and clear.
Yeah. Keep it at 50 for now.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just playing at this point. That's fine. Either way. I mean, yeah. Actually, go back to Madera and do 100% equity. I wonder how many.
Yeah. It's fun to play around, and then you start to realize, huh, that's interesting. Or you start to see trends.
So let's do 100. No, so you lost. Yeah. So, okay.
Too many. Okay.
So again, folks, I mean, maybe in the beginning we shoot for 100% equity. And again, the story of a 50-49. So now that you have a list, you have a couple of choices. One, you could do something called skip tracing, which Propstream allows you to do, basically find phone numbers. 2, you could do mailers right out of Propstream. They have these little postcard things. Or you could get a list and go to a mail house, whatever you want to do. But this is the question. Adam and I are going to go through this. Actually, let's stop. Anything else you want to show here?
Unless there was any criteria.
No, I think people just go in, play with it, makes sense.
Yeah.
But those are the things. So I'll stop sharing
Cool.
for you. Yeah, there we go. So what I wanted to do now is talk about the message, right? You're going to reach out to somebody that is not expecting your phone call or your card. Let's be real, right? You got their list from somewhere else. So realize that, like, let's just do mailers, right? That's what you and I do, is we do mailers.
Mm-hmm.
So what would I put on a postcard, right? I think what we want to put on a postcard, and I'll put this in a text later. We're just wrapping free form here. I think the first thing I want to put on the postcard, again, especially if they own it free and clear, something like pricing is peaked, housing crash, something like that, a scary headline. Because some of these owners that have 100% equity remember the last crash. Actually, you know what? That might be something I add to the search. I want them to own, let's say, for more than 15 years, right? 100% equity, more than 15 years, because they will remember the crash, right? Up close and personal. That might be interesting. So housing peaked, or prices peaked, or housing bubble, minimize taxes, maintain income, call me to discuss, something like that. Probably highlight that I've been buying for 20 years. It's basically a short, brief. It's not a big, long paragraph. It's a couple of bullets. And then obviously we will leave Adam's phone number, because I want them to call Adam, not me. Is that what we're thinking?
Yeah. The only thing that I've seen, and I see in my own life, that with direct mail, is that one big headline is, or just the image or whatever you have on there, has to get them to at least pick it up. Because I've had stuff that's super pretty that's been sent to me from investors or other people, and my grandma gets them too. I've seen stuff that's the little yellow, handwritten, and I kind of know what it is, but I won't even like look to check. I'll just throw it away. And so that's something we've talked about too, is what's that headline, or what can we put on there that makes people, they're shuffling and they see, oh wait, what? And they pick it up. Like when I said having my dog as a picture on there. And the caption is is pretty much, I think I forget exactly what's on there now, but it's like this ad is not regarding the dog. There's something just big and bland, just like what is this about? And so just to make people pick it up.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that one headline, we pick one thing out of there. Maybe that's the big red letters.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and then we kind of have a brief description and then have them go to the back. So
yeah, I'm thinking it's housing crash or probably housing bubble. Something scary like that. Because again, the other thing I would say about mailers or postcards is it's not a one-time thing. The best investor in Fresno, Jason Pritchard, who's been on the channel, he's actually in my second book, his story, him and Jennifer. He's been doing mailers consistently for 4 or 5 years. Right. So one thing you have to realize if you're going to do mailers out of Propstream is you're going to commit to doing it for 3, 4, 5 months. That's why you really want to fine tune that list. Right. A postcard at 50 cents is not that big a deal when it's 200. That's $100. A postcard at whatever it is, 70 cents at 7,000 is pretty expensive.
Yeah. Right. And so I want to say too, we can't get it twisted in one sense because Jason, just so we're open, Jason's doing a ton of mail. And so his might be the basic stuff that I throw away, but considering the scale he's doing at, that works for him. So, if you're doing it at a smaller level, that the basic stuff might work. It might just take longer. So just maybe try and think of ways that you can, like you're saying, Mike, stand out and, get in the mind of the
and the other thing you got to remember, like actually you pull up Propstream again for me. One of the things that I just realized that people need to realize is Propstream is pulling from the MLS. So a lot of you don't want to do mailers, which I get it. I don't either. That's why I pay Adam. It's very obvious. I don't want people calling me. I want them to call Adam. But let's just think about the MLS. So right there's 66 listings in the MLS. Am I seeing that right?
Yes.
So let's take MLS status, yes, on market. And then let's say 50% equity.
Go to here, 50 multifamily. We got nothing.
All right, let's say 10%.
I'm going to take out all equity, see if there's thing. So nothing, no multifamily.
All right, so then it must be single family.
Yeah.
Let's say all types because we know there's 66.
There we go. So there we go. 46 of them with 50% or more.
So these are houses.
Mm-hmm.
So again, even if you don't want to do mailers, now you know what's in the MLS. There are 46 homes in the MLS in the city of Madera that have 50% equity or more. You can call an agent and have an agent write 2 offers. This is what I told Dion to do because his fourplex was listed. I said, Dion, write an offer at 1.1 traditional, right? Cash, bank, cash amount. And then a second one at 1.3. 1.3 is important because that was list price. 1.1 is a $200K haircut. Even if you just want to look in the MLS, because when I go to the Fresno MLS, I don't know how much equity people have. Propstream does, or at least it has an estimate.
280. I was just looking at what.
Yeah. So this again, if you want to know, if you don't want to do mailers, you don't want to do this, put your buy box in there, say MLS, yes, because then you could go to an agent and say, hey, I believe it's not always right. I don't want to pretend like this is 100% clean, but it's pretty damn accurate. And go, hey, I want to write an offer on this house or this duplex. I want to do 1 at a significant discount because I'm going to pay cash. And 2, I want terms. I think more people should be doing that, is sending in 2 offers as the market turns, because it's just starting to turn. It's just starting to flip. So I think that is a great idea people should try. What do you think?
Oh yeah. I've started to tell, actually, I do it in my business, but I started to tell a lot of agents that when they're talking with homeowners, I say, hey, yeah, I can get you a cash offer if you run into those situations, but I can also do seller financing, creative financing. So keep that in the back of your head. If you find somebody in a situation where that might work better for them. Yeah, I would do 100%.
Yeah. So again, folks, Propstream has a lot for you. Again, there'll be a link below to the trial. Have some fun with it, play with it. Again, even if you don't want to do mailers, that little on MLS, yes, and then 50% equity, it at least gives you a place to hunt. So go have some fun. I'll get this video loaded very soon. So Adam, thank you for all you do. And thank you for helping Olivia and I.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Mike.
You got it.